What is going on, guys? How's it going? Busy day today. It's my third live stream today. We went live super early to talk about the fight card. And then I went on Gary from 3D Boxing's live stream, which also got uploaded to my channel to talk about the fight card. And now we're here. So I'm gonna leave I know a lot of you guys were, you know, almost 27,000 subscribers. We have over 300 Johnny Says Boxing VIPs in our Discord. People all over the world. We are truly an international sort of community. So sometimes you guys don't get to see the first live stream. If you got any questions about the upcoming fights, let me know. What's up, PJ? PJ's in the Discord. PJ, another month, baby. I need you to do PJ, you know what you need to do. It's going on month 2, baby boo boo. You know what time it is. What's up, Dwayne Styles? So yeah, third live of the day. We could talk about MMA, UFC. We got boxing. We got a DGen card tomorrow that I'll go over. We got Pudge him Shade. He's on time. I'm always on time. You out here crazy, boy. I'm always on time. I take pride in being on time. You ain't broke. Baby boo boy. We all broke, baby boo boo. We all broke, baby. We all good. We out here working. What's up, gentlemen? Yeah. Questionable. You out here questionable, Pudge him Shade. It's leg day at the gym. I already trained. Damn, the chat's heating up. Let me focus real quick. I'll pull up the DGen fights going on tomorrow. I'll drop that link real quick. All right, guys. Anybody in the Discord who wants to join? I'm putting the link in the Discord right now. What's up, Lino Bode? VA, baby. Believe that. All right, boys. I'm dropping this in the Discord now, Dwayne. Link to call in. Live now. What do you guys make of this Janibek situation? All right, there's the link. Anybody wants to call in, let's do it. This is the third live stream of the day, boys. We'll make this the Wild West. We can talk about whatever you want. You asked me about fights, so I win. I'll subscribe back. I'm on a 10-week loser. That's not. Then I got to kick you out the Discord, homie. That's not how this works. So I win. It's a private Discord. We're gonna have to block. We're gonna have to block DJ from the Discord. People pay to be in there, baby boo boo. Shoot. VA, it's a long. Oh, Waka, let's hear about it. I have a long $3,000. I have a long $3,000 parlay locks. Let me know if you need that. This guy. Thanks, man. Thanks. This shit makes me laugh because people always hit me up on Instagram. All right, Dwayne, guys, this is a JP Insider. What's up, big dog?
Johnny, salute from the gym. How are you, sir?
Good, man. You're at the gym.
Yes, sir. Wearing my IBO shirt, baby.
Yes, sir. It's leg day.
It's like the, yeah, I just did lunges. We have a turf. Hold on, let me flip the cam. How do you flip the cam on this thing?
Yep.
Yeah, I did lunges from there to here. And then we had these, like, I was using the 50-pound bag. And then, yeah. But I was just doing.
What gym are you at?
This is One Life Fit. Hold on, One Life Fitness.
Nice.
Yeah, man. No, I just want to say what's up, Johnny. It's a pleasure to finally talk to you, man. Here we are with my Canelo pre-workout, and then with my Dwayne the Rock Johnson cup. But we here,
bro,
baby.
You know, I had Canelo, man. It's that one. People still won't let me live that one down, but it's all good.
But this is your daily reminder. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if anyone's told you this today, but Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. I don't know if anyone's told you that.
Hold up. I swear I don't throw anything away. I swear I got that sticker still. He is the face of boxing. But
Yes, sir.
do you think speaking of Canelo, when do you think we're gonna see him? What's his next move?
You know, as someone that's part of, Team Canelo, you know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna get that rematch next year, but I would like it to be in September. I know Canelo has like cojones, and I know he's stubborn. You know what I'm saying? He's very competitive. That's his competitive nature to get the rematch. When he lost against Babol, he wanted the rematch, didn't get it. But when he fought Triple G the first time and it became a draw, he got it. You know, the second time around, and then we got the rematch in 2022. I think we're gonna get the rematch next year, but I don't know if it's gonna be May or September. But I'm hyped to see his next move. Right now, he's recovering, enjoying time with his family as he should. You know, recovering from an elbow surgery. And we're ready, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I think Canelo needs a coach in it. I think he needs someone like, not a Bozianis, but I think he needs like maybe a Ben Davidson or maybe a
No
Robert
shit.
Garcia. I think he
Is
needs
he
like
gonna? Is he
so,
leaving? Did he make an announcement that he was leaving his team Canelo?
no. I've heard about that rumor, but I haven't found anything concrete. I haven't seen anything on ESPN Deportes. I haven't seen any of the Mexican journalists report anything about that. So it's just speculation for the in the meantime. Man, this lady's bad.
What do you make of Bernie the Boxer? Him saying that Bernie the Boxer is Crawford's hype man, right?
Yeah.
He said that the only way he gets the Canelo fight or Canelo gets the rematch is for 100 mil. What do you
I
make of
feel,
that?
I feel like if Turkey is behind it, I feel like he's gonna give it to Crawford because that's his boy. 'Cause remember, a few weeks before the Canelo fight, Crawford was training with gloves on. He was doing that. I think it wasn't the Jacobs ladder, but it was that one thing that you climb up. And then Turkey was like, "Remember, no retirement." And Crawford's like, "Yeah, yeah." So I think he'll get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Crawford really established himself with that win, as you know, as one of the ATGs. So I feel like, you know, that fight it didn't do as good as Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson with over 100 million homes, but did like over 50 million homes. So I feel like a rematch. Some people are saying, hey, maybe Crawford can finish Canelo this time. But some people are saying maybe if Canelo gets a second voice in the camp, maybe he can make the right adjustments, and you know maybe he can make the right adjustments to beat Crawford convincingly this time.
It was the first time that I watched a Canelo fight that during the fight, he kind of looked, I don't want to say the word lost, but he kind of looked like he didn't have answers with how to deal with what Crawford was doing. And things weren't on his terms. And I feel
Absolutely.
like a lot of that came down to that's not that I don't know if that's a skill thing or more about like an execution game plan sort of things. And it was kind of like I didn't think him not cutting the ring off against William Skull was going to show up against Bud Crawford like it did. But even Crawford's willingness to exchange with him in the pocket from the fifth round onwards, the catching and countering when it was exciting. I think if there would be a rematch, Canelo should try to make that fight take place there more often than waiting till like the fifth or sixth round for that to happen.
That's a great point. And like as you said, you know, from the fifth round onward, I mean, yeah, especially in round nine, man, where Crawford was just teeing off, I was like, it was hard for me to watch. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
he did that genius trap where he just touched Canelo to the body, so he would provoke a reaction from Canelo. He would cover with both, and Crawford would come over with like an overhand right or left. It was very nice to watch. But man, I'm excited for this rematch. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm excited to see what's Crawford's next move, as well as what's Canelo Alvarez's next move.
100% Dwayne Styles, man. I appreciate the support.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate you on the channel. It's great to put a face and a voice to the name, too.
Yes, sir. And really quick, Johnny, I just want to say, listen, before I go, because it's 9:07 and the gym closes at 10. But I just want to say, Johnny, I subscribed to you last year when I was in Mexico. I lived in Mexico last year for 6 months. I left in October at the end of October 23rd, 2024, and I came back March 2nd, 2025. I lived there for 6 months, and one of the things that I found there was your channel. I mean, I was just chilling out, hanging out in Mexico, but I'm swiping on YouTube Shorts and I see your channel, and I'm like instantly intrigued, and I've been a subscriber ever since last fall. So I just want to say I love the content. I don't know, I like your style. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're one of the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can sing, you can dance, you can bet, you can gamble, you can do it all. You know what I'm saying? And
Appreciate you.
and you know me. But I'm gonna eat on the Discord. I promise you, we're gonna eat, man. We're gonna be like Ezekiel Elliott. We gotta feed Zeke. You know what I'm saying? But
Let's do
really
it.
quick, before I wrap up, man, really quick, I just got my new trading cards from Rival today. Shout out Rival. But
Okay.
I yes sir.
Yep. Those are
But yeah,
dope.
yes, sir. Yeah, they just came in the mail today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Rival. But anyways, we'll keep in touch. I love the channel. We'll keep in touch on
Yep.
Instagram. Be the man, champ. All right. God bless. Peace.
Be good,
One love.
brother. Be good.
Yes, sir.
All right, boys. That was Dwayne Styles. Johnny Says Boxing VIP. We're gonna get to Poppy Casino. Johnny, how about the time? Let's talk about it. Poppy Casino. We're gonna bring it up, brother. I appreciate your support as well. Here we go. So, guys, this is a little DGen play. Let's see if this will clear up. If PJ's still on, PJ, this is the card I was talking about. In tomorrow. These fights go down tomorrow. I'm waiting to see if that loads. That's much better. Is that clear? Yeah, that's clear. Okay, let's pull it up. All right, boys. I'm only using Sports Bet's interface because of the optics. If you're in Australia, these fights, actually, they're only giving us one. I'm going to go to Bet365 real quick. Zarate versus Niam Throng. Give me 1 second. Okay, so Bet365 should give us all of the fights. And if you're like some of the boys in the Discord, you want action. Yeah, look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there's fights that start tomorrow, guys, at 6 p.m. in Australia. And I'll pull up the whole card. Ellie Boutel. So let me know if you like anything there. I'll pull up the odds in a second. All right, so this girl is fighting, I think this. All right, this is the whole card in Thailand tomorrow. All right, so there's actually some decent fights, guys. This fight at light flyweight between Niam Trong and Zarate, that's a good fight. It's a world title. It's for the vacant world title. It's still a world title. Nagbe versus Lee. Nagaki versus Hiron Suk. Boutel versus Aaron Fatz. And so, yeah, go to BoxRec. The card takes place in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm going to pull up those odds once again. And we'll go fight by fight. We'll do this one first. I'll post this in the Discord too, boys. Yeah, see, Ellie Boutel, she's the big favorite. We're not getting method of victories here. Yeah, so I mean, we'll take her. Let's see if we can find a 50-50 fight. Probably the Zarate fight. This will probably be the fight to make. Let's see. Does anybody think that Niam Trong is on upset alert? So this is the favorite. 28-1, 11 knockouts. This is Freshmart. You guys should know who this is. You should definitely know who Freshmart is. Knockout Freshmart. This dude is in Thailand. Everybody knows this guy. You know, he lost to Oscar Cayazzo. We know how good Oscar Cayazzo is. Freshmart, he beat Winwood. Alex Winwood is a really good Australian. This dude got some class to him. He lost to Cayazzo. He beat Wichalta. Yeah, this dude's tough, man. How old is he now? 35 years old. All right, who's he fight? He is the favorite in this fight, boys. You guys should know Zarate as well. Argentina, another Argentinian fighter. We know he's going to be tough as nails. He's 36, so the boys are both up in there. You know, these aren't young bucks fighting at lightweights. These guys are going for one more shot. You know what I mean? He's 36. It's tough to go against the Thai. You know, I don't think the Thai's on upset alert. Appreciate you, Dwayne. Who else is excited for Ramos fight? I'm excited for the Ramos fight. Gonna be hard. Exactly. Gonna be hard to beat Freshmart Thailand. I got to it. I feel you. I'm not gonna bet against Freshmart in Thailand. even if that fight was in Vegas, I wouldn't be betting against Freshmart. So let's go back here. So we tried. I'm taking Freshmart here. And there's another one with decent odds. We'll check out the Nogbe Lee fight. Victor. All right, Nogbe is 12-1. So Nogbe is the favorite. What a great nickname, Hot Chili. 12-1. Fighting out of Australia. No shit. Fighting out of Melbourne. He lost his with 12-1 pro boxing record. He's fighting Tong Lee. 15-2. Chinese. Australia versus China here. Janissar. Interesting. Let's go see those odds. I mean, who's gonna tape this? I don't think Nogbe loses this. You know what? Take both. I'm gonna take Freshmart. If you take Freshmart, Nogbe, you're close to plus money. I'll post it in the Discord. I'll post that in the Discord. I don't like I don't like Bet365's interface. Like, even though the draw on Sportsbet ruins our parlay, I like this interface better. It's just easier to live stream with. But Sportsbet isn't getting all of those fights. We're getting the Freshmart versus Serrate. The odds are a little bit better because it forces you to three-way bet. Forces that draw. Yeah, I like it. So PJ, if you're still on, I'm taking Niamtrong and Nogbe if you're still on. So that's how I see that one going. Pappy Casino, hopefully you saw that. We're about 20 minutes in. I'll leave this on for a little bit. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm a bit exhausted. You know, I haven't done 3 live streams in a minute. I'm checking my D-Gen basketball bets to see how the D-Gen boys are doing. And it's always going to be that one. There's always one that doesn't come through. You know how that goes. Carl Anthony Towns, Jaylen Brown, Santi Aldelma. I need Rudy Gobert to get a couple more boards. We're all right. We're doing all right. Guys, what do you guys think about the news with Janibek? Like, part of me doesn't. Part of me believes that his second test. We'll talk about it. Part of me believes that this second test is going to come back clean. Still good. Get to the Discord. We got that upset of the week. If you're in the Discord, you know who this is. Unks, we up. That's Lara. We'll get to that news in a second. Prop of the week. I gave you guys that for free. Follow the homies. Follow Breaking Bad Boxing. Follow 3D Boxing. The boys did a good job last night breaking the fights down. All right. If you guys are unaware, if you've been living under a rock, Janibek Hanalei popped dirty. He popped dirty for Melandium. Basically a performance-enhancing drug that resets the central nervous system, expedites the recovery process, allows you as a functional athlete to train harder, train longer, and recover quicker This is what he popped for. The fight is canceled. The fight is off. Arislandi Lara is defending his belt against, ready for it, Johan Vasquez. Oh, happy birthday. That's my oldest sister. Happy birthday, Shauna. Check that talk we just did out. That's that D-Gen boy. So, yeah, on the D-Gen boy, I'm taking Ellie Boutel. I'm taking Dowuxi. Nagbe. I'm taking the favorites. I'm taking Freshmart. PJ said it. PJ's right. PJ's going to hit this and then get it back. All right, here's what we'll do. We'll click on this for the boys. This is what Janibek's statement was. I will always support clean sports. Y'all better know this. You also know that I promote clean sports. I'm surprised to read the news. Vada was analyzed for the first time and said that everything is clear. I haven't made any changes to my vitamins or my diet. I don't understand why this happened on the second test. We requested a reconsideration. We are waiting for answers. Okay, so he fails the first test. He does the proper sort of proper steps to get the second sample tested. The thing about that second sample, it takes 10 days to get it tested. So the committee and all powers that be were like, you know what? We're not going to wait. We're going to play. We're going to take the side of caution. And if it does come back negative, we're not going to put Lara in there with a guy who's cheating. So I'm hoping after 10 days it comes back clean just for the sake of the sport. It's not a good look. This isn't good for boxing. When fighters pop dirty, it's not a, nobody should be cheering this. It's not a good thing. And if you didn't hear this, WBA middleweight world champ Arislandi, the American Dream Lara, will defend his world title against hard-hitting challenger Johan Vasquez, Johan Gonzalez, as part of a loaded 4-fight PBC pay-per-view event available on Prime Video this Saturday, December 6th from Frost Bank Center in San Antone. Lara was originally scheduled to face unified champion Janibek Alamhanale, who was pulled from the fight after failing a VADA anti-doping test. Poo, poo, poo. I really wanted to see that fight. And this is to all the homies out there struggling. I am a strength and conditioning coach first, a teacher, an educator. It's a message to anybody out there struggling. I hope you guys lock in. That's on some real shit. All right, where are we at? So if he's not, he's still exactly. Even if he's clean, he can't fight. It takes 10 days to get that second test. Bud Crawford was also on that Victor Conti snack pack for Canelo. Snack, if you guys know, maybe you should do your due diligence and your research. Snack, Victor Conti was a guy who was obviously involved with Belko in the mid to late 90s during the baseball steroid era, during the Olympics with like Ben Johnson, Flojo. You guys should know the stories. You know, he was federal custody, all that good stuff. And then he started working for the feds. So it's pretty, I find it pretty, I'm going to use some adjectives that'll probably offend David Park here, but I find it pretty ignorant, reckless, uneducated for people to continuously regurgitate false narratives when the internet is a real thing. You could do your own research and realize that Victor Conti, after he went into federal custody, think about it as Frank Abagnale. Do your own research. Research who Frank Abagnale was. Frank Abagnale was a teenager in the 1950s or 60s who became, at the time, the world's greatest con artist by forging checks, right? When the feds finally caught up to him, after a few years, they realized that this guy was faking being an airline pilot, faking being a lawyer. He was married. Meanwhile, he's 20 years old, right? They finally catch him in France. After he spent time in prison, he then worked a very long, had an illustrious career working for the federal government. So what happens is when you do have these sort of like guys who push the boundaries, con artist types, every now and then some of them will flip and they'll work for the other side. Victor Conte then started Snack, a supplement nutritional company for pro athletes, working with the testing, the performance enhancing testing bodies like VADA and WADA, so they could identify people who are popping dirty. So to just convolute his whole legacy and say that Snack and every fighter who is the Victor Conte from the 90s is just ignorant and it's dumb. So just, yeah, it's not the right narrative. It's just wrong. You know what I mean? It's just it's not wrong like I'm right and you're wrong. It's just wrong rhetoric. You're just not speaking the right facts. It's not real. You know, and this is all public knowledge. You can look into it. Charlo explained it perfectly. He said that snack fighters are doping up to the limit. That's why so you're going to believe Charlo. Look, I don't know. Is it a believe me game, believe you game? Guys who are popping overdosing. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a gatekeeper. You guys could be the gatekeepers. I'm just letting you know the facts about what Snack is, what Victor Conte was, what he is. Rest in peace. He just passed away. If you're listening to Charlo, either one, I mean, you might need a new source there. Let's go, Rudy Gobert. You never want your parlay to be reliant upon Rudy Gobert. Put that in your notes somewhere. That's all I'm going to say. You never want your parlay to be reliant on Rudy Gobert. Why? What did the kid say? I'm not about to go to France and let a French person beat me. Charlo's a hater. He wasn't just a substance abuser. He doesn't have the best. He's not credible. Charlo's, yeah. Mr. Reed, talk to me. Mr. Reed, you know about the people spreading false rhetoric about Snack. Crawford is one of my favorite boxers, but it is a bit suspicious putting a lot of muscle that quick. Dude, I'm 6 years older than Crawford. I'm 6 years older. I'll be 44 this year. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't eat garbage food. I eat all real food. I train. I've never let myself get out of shape. I only drink water. It's possible, guys. It's like you for people who don't understand the human body, the capabilities of the human body usually are the ones who've never pushed themselves to a certain point. But I mean, it's the older we get, we naturally put on weight. So when you see a guy who gets older, they naturally will get a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier, because Bud Crawford never gets out of shape. It's not like Crawford's central nervous system was absolutely fried because he was drinking and on the bags and obese and having to cut weight and walk around with all this body fat and his liver was going overactive and his central, like, no, Bud Crawford literally, his whole career up until this moment, literally was living like a samurai. Lived in the gym, lived in the gym, lived in the gym. And this is why he's seeing great results later on in his career. But I mean, for people to just recklessly throw away all of those decades of Crawford's devotion and dedication because they just recklessly say snack, it's like you guys are fucking, it's just wrong. It's lazy, it's wrong, it's offensive. You don't even have to be the biggest Crawford fan to be offended by that. All you'd have to do is be an old guy like me who trains his ass off, who lives like a samurai, who takes pride in how they look and how they feel by living with discipline. That would offend you, because I know what is possible. I know exactly what's possible if you live the right way. You don't need to cheat. People who like that's just it's a cop out for the lazy people. For people to just throw away the devotion and dedication and discipline of a fighter and the success of a fighter by saying that they're on something, that's lazy thinking, and that's usually coming from a person who's lazy, who's never put in the effort or understands the devotion it takes for success at that level. And you know, it's kind of reckless to even talk like that. So I'm gonna have to check that. And I picked Canelo to win. Remember that. Crawford was one of my favorite fighters. I picked Canelo to win, and I'm defending the hard work, the effort, and the discipline. You can't just say, "Oh, he's on snack." Come on, dude. Do your research. Do your research. GK in the motherfucking house. You got Fulton. I don't have Fulton. No, I definitely don't have Fulton. I have Shock. I got Shock in this fight, man. I don't. I think Shock's. I just think he's gonna. I think Shock's gonna big brother him. To be honest with you, I mean Fulton at 126 gets stopped against a 126, a small 126 fighter. He got stopped in the 8th round against Inoue at 126. He hasn't stopped somebody, I think, since 2019. The reason why this is significant, this gap, the things about Cool Boy. He gets stopped by a small dude at 26 in the 8th round, 12-round fight. He hasn't stopped somebody, I think, since 2019 or 2021. I think he only has 8 stoppages. Why that's significant is because Shock is going to be the bigger dude. I think he's the meaner guy in there. I think he has the power advantage, and I think he's going to big brother him. And the minute Shock realizes Fulton doesn't have the power to kind of get Shock's respect, I think Foster's going to pour it on. Like, I expect a really, really good performance from Foster. So I'm all in on Shock. I was never, yeah, I'm not on that Fulton bandwagon. You know, shout out to Philly though. He's still a Philly guy. Them Philly boys can scrap. You know, it's the odds are good for each side. Whatever way you're going to lean, the odds you're going to make money on it. Whatever way you lean, if you get it right. And I think the odds are right. It's going to be a good scrap. I'm glad the scrap's going down. I just don't see Foster losing to Stephen Fulton. Maybe it's a bad read. Could be a bad read on me. Pac-Man definitely was on gear. Man, I know Manny Pacquiao's strength coach. 100% Manny Pacquiao was on performance. It's not even a thing. You could do your research. You could find article after article. Dude, I'm 100% convinced Manny Pacquiao was 100% on performance enhancing drugs. Now, was he doing them with the intention? This was the story I was told. It wasn't that Pac-Man was seeking out performance enhancing drugs. It was the team around him when he was coming up after he, came to LA, that they were treating Pac-Man as kind of like an experiment. They were treating Pac-Man as like I don't want to say a science project. Look, the videos and images and side-by-side progress shots don't lie. There's no way you could deny it. It's public. No, hold up. I thought this was all public knowledge. Give me a second. He's failed drug tests before. Hold on, let me clarify this. So I was trying to find a more recent article. This is from June 2025. Manny Pacquiao's PED drug test results revealed before Barrios fight. So this is the one before the Barrios fight. So he didn't fail this one. You guys remember all that court case and everything? I thought maybe I'm remembering wrong. No, I like Cool Boy Steph. I told you look, I'm a fan of Philly fighters. I grew up in Northeast Ohio. I went to college in Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh for 2 years. I used to go to Philly all the time. Benny Briscoe, Benny Briscoe is one of my favorite punchers of all time. Benny Briscoe is in that short list of some of the greatest punchers to never win a world title. He's in that list with David Dua, Ike Abeabuchi, and those guys were heavyweights. Benny Briscoe was in the golden era of middleweights. Benny Briscoe fought guys like Emil Griffith. He fought Carlos Monzon. He fought Anthony Mundine in the 70s. So I'm a Philly guy, man. And dude, the list of Philly fighters are countless, mate. So it's not like I'm anti-Philly. I'm a Philly guy. I like that Fulton's from Philly. What's my man saying? Link. Roach Oshak under 8.5. Yeah, so here's the move, and I'm gonna guys, you're in the Discord. I'm gonna be sharing this in the Discord. Give me 1 second. This cat. All right, that boy came through. But these Rudy Gobert came through, boys. Julius Randle ain't coming through though. I'm checking that sneaky parlay. So where I was getting at is a couple of the leans that I like on the upcoming card is I like Foster and Fulton to go the distance or the over. I like Pitbull Cruz and Roach to go the distance or the over. I like Roach in that fight too, by the way. I like Roach on the money line. I like Shock on the money line. I was going to take Alam Hunalay against Lara. I'm probably not going to, all things considered, Lara should stop Johan Gonzalez. You have Shane Mosley Jr. versus Jesus Ramos. I have Jesus Ramos winning that fight. Mosley Jr.'s never been stopped. Shout out to 79. 79 is a dude that follows Gary. I don't think he follows my channel, but I was on a live stream with him, and he brought up a good fact earlier in the day. He said that, Jesus Ramos gets a lot of his stoppages late. He kind of he seeks them out, and he kind of, he has a high knockout to win ratio. This is Ramos's first fight at 60, so it's interesting. I love it. I love Ramos's style. I love the body punching, the slugging style of Jesus Ramos. He's a lot to deal with. It is his first fight at 60. So I'm kind of torn. 12 hours ago, I was convinced Ramos was going to stop Mosley Jr. Now I'm kind of 50-50. Shout out to 79 for and this is the benefit of having a healthy community like this so we could go back and forth. It's not an echo chamber. We definitely don't agree on everything, right? Jaya Pataya, he should get the stoppage. I think the fancier you get, a lot of the boys, I think it's going to happen between 1 and 6. Obviously, it should happen between 1 and 6. The odds are going to be better between 1 and 3. That's my play with Jai. If you want just the stoppage, I think is a $138, which is okay. I like Pat McCormick to beat Kana. So I have McCormick beating Conor Walker there. And there's some good action this weekend, boys. My dog of the week is Paul Fleming to beat Jake Wiley. The odds on the Conor Walker Pat McCormick fight are crazy. Yeah, so this isn't a bad lean, man. Shout out to 79. This isn't a bad lean. Ramos on points. I think he might have swung me with this, bro. Let's bring up those odds. Look, before we get too emotional about the Manny Pacquiao stuff, I couldn't really find a legit article, but I mean, he really doesn't pass the sniff test, does he? What is 8? The boxing's only 8 division world champion. And the older he got, he totally changed. Anyway, I just wanted to put a pin. I swear that it was a known thing, but maybe that's just from the ecosystem I operate in with strength coaches. I knew his strength coach at Wildcard. It's not like he said that he administered it to him, but I thought it was like a known thing in the boxing circles. Yeah, this dude was on growth. He was on the growth, the thing that like makes your bones get bigger. I thought that was a known thing. I don't know why. Look at that. The stoppage is only $1.11. That's freaking insane. Oh shit. Over 4.5, $1.72. That's the play, guys. That's the play on Jayapatai. Is the over or under 4.5? Because look at the odds. That's the play. Keys of B in the house. Depth, what's up, Depth? How you doing, brother? Hoodie Mike, Shane Mosley is a beast. He's gotten better and better. Shane has gotten better and better. He has gotten better and better. I was telling the story earlier on the live stream. In 2017, Shane fought on the undercard of Manny versus Jeff Horn. I was at that fight. Mosley at the time, I think, was 6-0. He was a big favorite and he lost. And at the time in 2017, I thought to myself, this is just a gimmick. You know, he's just using his pops' name. Fast forward almost 9 years later, he's impressed me, man. I got to be honest with you. Shane Mosley Jr. has impressed me with the career that he's built for himself. He's a real fighter. Shane Mosley Jr. is a real fighter. In 2017, I didn't think he was. He's come a long way, and there's something to that. And I agree with Hoodie Mike. He is a beast, and he is sharp. I don't know if he's sharp enough to beat. I think Jesus Ramos is a different thing, though. I look at Jesus Ramos as one of a high. He's one of the best fighters under the age of 25. I mean, make your list. Who's your list? The best fighters right now under the age of 25. Jesus Ramos better be in your top 10. Shane be getting better every match. Yeah. Yeah, okay. See, we all see this. This is good. This is good. Thoughts on Masood McGrill. Guys, I think McGrill beats Masood. I'm gonna break down this fight. I'm gonna upload it. I've done all the homework on it. I like McGrill in this fight. What do you like, boss? Is it over 4 rounds or up? You get both, bro. Look. You get both. You gotta pick one. Over 4.5 or under 4.5. So if you're picking the over 4.5, you need the fight to start in the 5th. Unless you get some like a minute left in the 4th and he gets stopped. That's still technically the over. So that's the way that works. Guys, I'm going to lock it up. 3rd live stream of the day. You guys are the best. We got 40 crazy heads in here. I'll leave it on for a couple more minutes. Let me know. I'll take a couple more questions, boys. Julius Randle out here playing like a punk. Nope. Which one would I pick? I'll probably pick the over. I like the over 4.5. Because PJ, I was initially going to pick 6. My initial pick was 1 through 6. Can we see Roach stopping Pitbull? I could see him sitting down between those white. Mate, my only hesitation with that, we don't know what it looks like to see Roach stopped. The one that I like, I'll show you the unlikely method of victory that I like. This is the unlikely method of victory I like. Mate. Look, all I'm saying is I've seen Foster down on the cards before and win by late stoppage. He could crack. I've also seen Steph get stopped before. We've seen Fulton get stopped by a smaller guy. So all I'm saying is I could see Shock going downhill on Fulton mid to late rounds. I'm not saying I'm going to play this, but if I were to pick one, if you were to like which fight would more likely end in stoppage, Pitbull versus Roach or Shock versus Fulton, I would say this one. Which fights do you see with the highest likelihood to end in a draw? To be honest with you, I mean, We've seen Foster, Fulton, Roach, Pitbull. I would play the draw on both if you on the down low. If you want to like sneaky side bet, sneaky hedge, why not play both? You know what time it is. What are you talking about? What's up with the Buckeyes? We're gonna beat Indiana by at least 20. How dare you? You know the only way to get me hype is to talk about the Buckeyes. I need super lock for Thailand card. Need a Pappy. Take the 3 favorites. Take Freshmart. Take Nagba. Freshmart Nagba in Thailand. Luis Nunez versus Hector Sosa. God damn, when's that go down, mate? When's that go down? I haven't seen that fight. Yeah, I'm not getting that fight, Mr. Reed. Straight right hand through the pipe. I see it too. Yeah. Yeah. GK. Right on. Thought the same about Shockwave. Right on, Will. I can see that too, man. I don't want to get too fancy with it though. Okay, you think McCormick? The thing about this, Kiza, I obviously I like Pat to win. I think Pat is. I think his game is classier. Kona's tough as nails, man. Kona's never been stopped. I mean, who are the judges? We know these fights are in Monte Carlo, so we're not dealing with the UK. We're not in the UK. It's gonna be a fun fight. Do I see? He could, man. 8 wins, 6 stoppages. He's sharp. He's precise. I could see. I can. You know what, Kiza? I can. I could see him. I could see him getting the stoppage. I could see it being that sort of accumulative stuff to where things are going to start coming in clean, and Kana's getting hit too much, getting hit too often, doesn't move his head, keeps his head on the midline. I think that if it's going to play out how I think it's going to play out with the levels being more cleaner, sharper, straighter punches from McCormick, I could see a late stoppage there, man. And the odd and the bookies can too, because and the bookies can too. Yeah, because $1.13 really isn't a great play, is it? I mean, what are we gonna use $1.13 for, to buy a pack of gum? We got to get sexy with it. And whenever you give me plus money 216, now we're talking. You know, those are those are green odds, so you can't feel salty. Look, if you play this 260, don't put it on a parlay. That's what I'm trying to teach. Like, just whatever your unit is, just do 1 unit on Pat by stoppage. You're gonna be sweating either way. But if you do like Pat to beat Conor Walker, the later the fight goes, you should be more comfortable actually with the stoppage, because that means that he's going to be landing more. He's going to be landing cleaner shots more. So, yeah, this weekend is the fight. How do I know that fight? What I'm okay, Johnny. Need a back. How come I don't have a? I'm not getting that fight then. Sosa, the Sosa fight. What card is that on? There's so many fights, mate. McCormick is nasty. He's really good boxer. One of the best amateurs we had in UK. I think people were sleep. I don't understand why he hasn't really broken through that. The UK knows about him, but even the boys down here in Australia, I was talking about Pat McCormick. It's not a name people really know yet. My dog Amanda Gallet with the upset against Johnson. Dogs would be barking. Good one, boys. I'll catch you in the next one. You guys are beasts. Thank you.